Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Sovereign Goddess Podcast. Authentic conversation with modern medicine women and goddesspreneurs alike, inspiring you to build your queendom with grace. I'm your host, Sabrina Riccio, and I'm Sabrina Riccio. I say that because, oh my God, today I heard the call and it was finally time for me to really step out of the spiritual sabbatical closet and to step into my dharma. I, for so long, was under the handle on Instagram as Shamanesque Odessa, which is still a huge part of myself, but it is not how I am choosing to define myself. I am choosing to allow myself to come out as Sabrina Riccio and to be able to own my work and own my brilliance and my greatness, and to really honor and appreciate who I am as Sabrina Riccio, that I came on this planet at this time to be. And, for so long, I've been going back and forth on whether or not to change the name and to, have it be my name rather than my brand. Shamanesque Odessa isn't going away. As you may know, I have an apothecary line of smokeless smudge sprays, Shamanic Dream, that I hand curate, and it's for each of the chakra. It's like a high vibe in a bottle, really. It's infused with Reiki and Kundalini mantra and La Luna love and all sound medicine. I play the bowls with them. It's literally a high vibe juju in a bottle for each of the chakras, and each one is a different theme based on a different mantra, and you can either spray it on you or in your sacred spaces, or pour some in your bath. My favorite is in spaces. I love whatever I feel like the room is needing more. If I'm about to go into a space with a lot of people, put in empowerment, I spray it on me before I teach at festivals or anything like that. Compassionate when I need that time of self-care and self-love and awareness, when I need to really speak my truth and be in that space. Intuitive, enlightened, grounded, creative, all of these beautiful power words that are really needed right now as we step into our truth. And that's what this is about, stepping into your truth and owning your radiance, your dharma, your medicine. That has been such a theme for me. It's been so wild how transformative my life has been in these past few weeks. I would really say since, moving into my new home, and to really be able to take the time to take care of myself. I, for years, was so focused on everyone else. If it were sick family members, it was my own mental health and not being able to be around people, or putting my needs behind everyone else. And this has been the first time in my life where I am really honoring myself and taking care of what I need for my soul, and to be comfortable with saying no and honoring my boundaries and respecting my sacred space, which has been such a foreign concept to me up until very recently. And luckily I have some beautiful friends that are my favorite reflections that, are just telling me or share with me when they need to honor their space, or, won't respond, or whatever it may be, whatever the situation that arises. And it's just reminding me that it's okay for me to say no thank you if I feel in my heart I'm not able to be my fullest, most authentic self in situations, or if I'm feeling depleted and things like that. And that's what I really think about when I see, or being under the handle Shamanesque Odessa up until now. It was that I couldn't really step out as Sabrina Riccio because Sabrina Riccio needed the love of Shamanesque Odessa. That, Shamanesque Odessa is a way of being, and it's given me so much. It has been so healing for me. Shamanesque Odessa has been so healing for me. I really, after being in the music journalist and being in the music journalism world with Peace Love EDM, I jumped into Shamanesque Odessa from Peace Love EDM. Like, that was the way I transitioned out. And even leaving Peace Love EDM was really challenging for me, but at the same time, I knew I needed to do more than just write about other musicians and their music. Like, I didn't feel like there was a way for me to be able to contribute my knowledge and my wisdom other than through writing about music and things like that. But I knew there were bigger things in store. And so, yeah, Shamanesque Odessa is still around, as I said. It's my sacred space of inspiration and mysticism and realness. Like, that is, the umbrella of everything I'm here to offer. And it's really beautiful right now because I'm really just like stepping into the manifesto of Shamanesque Odessa that I wrote a while ago. And Shamanesque Odessa is to be. She recognizes the truth that she as a goddess in her journey is the medicine she's been craving. She lives with authenticity. She's a sovereign leader who honors the planet. She lives her life on purpose and with intention. And she recognizes the oneness with spirit. She understands and sees that everything is on divine purpose and order. And living in the mystery, the Shamanesque Odessa is one who trusts spirit to move through her freely with ease and grace. And she's on this beautiful mission to make the world a brighter, more loving place. And as a messenger who's been brought here to really help anchor in the sacred reunion of heaven on earth, she's someone who lives as a wild woman. She's unapologetic. She's aligned with the divine masculine, the divine feminine essence that thrives within her. She's courageous and, she's really dedicated to rise, and she's dedicated to ascend and to soar to new heights. As the alchemist, she's someone who turns everything into love. She leads by example as a global citizen, and she's a spiritual activist, a lover of life, a sister, and a friend. We are all that Shamanesque Odessa. We have that power within us to heal ourselves and to step into that space of grace and to understand and recognize our worth. And it took me, I came under this phrase, this being, during a very challenging time in my life when I thought things were going to be looking up again. Just came through after the passing of my grandmother, which was one of the most challenging healing journeys I went through. Luckily, I've been versed in spirituality, and I, before that, when I had my difficult psychedelic trip and even my lightning accident or being struck by lightning, I just keep hearing Vanessa saying, don't see it as an accident. My lightning occurrence. I was so dedicated to learning more about spirituality and how I could heal myself that by the time when my grandma came, it was that opportunity for me to really practice what I preach and to apply the things that I learned. And so now this next phase of me stepping out and teaching is to teach because now I'm finally in the space where I feel that my cup is full and it can overflow and I can share finally from a full chalice, the wisdom and the lessons and the truths and the sage wisdom. It's just sharing through experience what has helped me, and it's just been so relevant and so clear for me with what's going on lately about making this information more accessible. And I had a beautiful occurrence over the weekend, a couple days ago when I was in LA. I went to my dear friend Sahara Rose's book launch at Unplug Meditation in Santa Monica. And she's on episode 3, if you haven't listened. But she's like my ride or die, and I'm her ride or die. Like, we homegirls. But anyways, love you, Sahara. But when I was with Sahara, I got to meet some of you guys. And it was just like, oh my God, like I need to really switch things up. And I've been feeling that for a while, but really, like, I'm here for you guys, and to be able to be here for you guys means being able to produce and share content that's accessible. And I don't want people to feel limited based off of their financial means or what's going on in their lives, because I've totally been there. I've definitely spent thousands of dollars on training and all these things when I probably didn't have the money, but I know I need to do this. And now I'm just really seeing that the importance of these times right now is for us to step up and for us to show up. And there are some amazing people. We are all amazing. Let me just go back to that. We are all amazing people, and we all have the right to live a life that is aligned with health and wellness and peace and our spiritual beings and our fullest, most authentic expressions. Like, we are all worthy of that. And so I know there's been a few of my friends that are all light workers and change makers, and we've all been feeling the shift of like, we don't really want to be doing these like really insane offerings. We want to be able to make it accessible for people and to help people, because people need help. And I see that and I recognize that. And so that's just part of the shift that I'm doing. And I finally have my first little e-course coming out that is going to be so affordable, and it's going to be so informative, and so it's the stuff that we need right now. So I've just been hearing the call, like, bitch, step up. That's what Spirit tells me. Spirit can be really tough with me, and like, I'm like kind of hood, but like not really hood. Like, hood as in like, oh yeah, my family's from New York, so like I kind of got that like Italian New York vibe, but I'm also Southern California girl, so super chill, but like, it can be a little thug, like, for sure. Like, definitely grew up on hip hop, and that is like part of my blood, like straight up pay respect to the roots, right? So anyways, sorry, super tangent, but I was just like really passionate about that. Stepping into my truth. Stepping into my truth is me stepping up, not as shamanistic goddess anymore, but as Sabrina Riccio. And about June of last year, so we're coming into October now. So yeah, about 16 months ago, I couldn't even put my face out on Instagram. Like, it wasn't until my dear friend Rachel Webb, who was also on the Sovereign Goddess podcast, it wasn't until Rachel Webb and her Energetics of Instagram course that she like called me out, and she was like, girl, you need to show up, like, show yourselves, we need to know more of you. And that's when I started to slowly like show my face, and then that permission was like, oh shit, like, the bitch is back. Like, I'm finally coming out of this like sabbatical closet where I was fucking terrified of everything, as all of my demons and all of my insecurities and all of my shit came up to the surface to be healed and transmuted from lifetimes and ancestral crap. It was so heavy and so intense for so long. But I'm here now, and today, like, I called a couple of my girlfriends that either changed their names before on Instagram or are in branding, or, just my marketing business, like friends that, I'd love to geek out with me. I was like calling them all last night and today, just being like, oh my God, I'm feeling like it's time. And I literally wrote this down like 6 months, maybe longer ago, that I needed to change my name, but there was still that resistance. And the truth was, I wasn't ready. And that's okay. I wasn't ready. Shamanistic Odessa still needed to do work on me. She still needed to heal me. And thank God, because now like it was really like so scary. Just changing a name, and it sounds so crazy and so silly. But when you are putting your heart out there and sharing your most vulnerable, authentic stories and your wisdom and the things you've learned and the not so pretty stuff and the really fun stuff, like, it can be really intimidating for sure. Like, oh my gosh, the ego, right? Like, oh my God, are they going to like me? Am I worthy? Is this right? All of those questions, the doubts, they can still arise. But like, listening to my heart, it's like, this is your time, girl. Like, this is the time for you to step up and rise up. So here I am, and you can now find me on Instagram at Sabrina Riccio. It's so bizarre to me still, but it's time for me to really step up and get clear on who I am, and who I am is Sabrina Riccio. Who I am is this being of light, this spiritual activist, this light worker, light maker, light bringer, all the lights, just all the light, right? the radiance, the imperfections, I'm the humanness, the vulnerable being, the authentic being, the explorer, the sovereign leader, the goddess, the shamanessa, like all of these elements that I am here to share and here to own and here to respect and honor and to really like bow down to the work that I am here to do and be this vessel for God, for spirit, for the universe, for the divine, for you guys, for humanity, for the world. Like, I can't play small anymore. We can't play small anymore. There have been massive shifts. There's so much going on right now. All I think about is the death of like the old paradigm that's happening right now with like, oh my God, the uprising of like the white supremacy and the hate and just like going back to the shadows and the wounds of humanity that was only like 50, 60 years ago. And just, really taking care of that 70 years ago and just like paying respect to that and having to face our shit so that we can like heal it. Like, we can't be bypassing this stuff anymore. And, it's been really crazy to see how things are shifting and how, people are finally speaking out and like doing things for the greater good and speaking up and, like protesting and standing up for what they believe in rather than fighting like the things that aren't working. Like, for us to build these new paradigms and to make these shifts in the world, we have to focus on the new. Like, we have to be progressive and focus on the change and what it is that we are, what we are for, not fighting the old. Like, that's the definition of insanity, is like fighting the old and like expecting to have a different result. Like, we need to come up with the solutions. Mother Teresa, I said this before on another podcast. It's one of my mantras, and one of my favorite quotes from her. I will never go to an anti-war rally, but send me to it. But if there's a pro-peace rally going on, I'll be there. Like, we need to come up with these kinds of solutions, people. We can't be saying resist. We can't be, we have to be like, instead of resist, what do we want? Focus on that. We need to focus on energy on the things that we do want. We want to focus our energy on being strong. We want to focus our energy of being whole and complete and sovereign and clear and unified and community and, these things that we want. Like, focus more on what you want rather than what you don't want. Plain and simple. Put your energy towards that. So obviously I am going through this radical shift in my life as I'm in my Saturn return, which happens every 28 to 30 years or so when Saturn's made a full orbit and around the sun. And oh man, there's been just so many shifts in my life. I'm just seeing like people leaving my life, people entering my life, old habits leaving, new opportunities coming in, releasing the old, repentance, atonement, clearing out, making room for what's to come in, having these new opportunities come in, having this new direction. And it's been for sure like all of these crazy shifts and like twists and turns. But what is helping me is staying aligned with my truth and my soul and my being, and to just really respect who I am and to own my insecurities and my doubt, and to really realize that all of those are just opportunities for me to love more. And that's, now that I say it out loud, like a huge part of the other reason why I was hiding behind shamanessa goddessa was that I felt unworthy for so long, that I wasn't enough, or that I needed to do more. I need more training. I need more of this. The more, right? The piece of paper, the material thing, I needed more, thinking that I wasn't enough, like looking for things outside of myself to tell me I'm enough. well, I've realized finally, I mean, you say it, but when you actually realize and really click it as you finally do the work and clear out and clear out and clear out as you build this foundation, like I'm so fucking worthy. You're worthy. Like, we're all worthy. I just want you to know that I am worthy. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I am beautiful. I'm desirable. I'm having the gnarliest deja vus all the time. So when I'm seeing that, it's like, yes, alignment, parallel universe, been here doing this before. And it's just this space of total surrender. Like, I've never could have imagined that this would be my life. I had no idea what to expect, but it has been such a space of being open and surrendering and to trust this process and to allow spirit to take the lead. For so long, my ego was like, I've got this all under control. Fell on my ass so many times. Clearly got struck by lightning. That wasn't an indication for me. Like, this bitch is out of whack. This bitch is me that I'm talking about. But it's been like so many realizations, so many ahas, so many opportunities and blessings for me to own myself, own it, that I'm a priestess and that I am here to fucking make change in the world. And I am here to transmute negativity. I am here to be the light. I am here to be wild and free in my full, sensual, expressive, crazy, wild, and super like weird self. Like, the freak flag is flying so high right now, and I don't give a shit anymore, and it's great. I mean, I give a shit, but I don't give a shit. That's the thing. Like, I am who I am, and that's all right. And, you know, people will love you, people will hate you, but the ones that love you, like, those are your people. And the ones that don't, that's okay. Just like, may you be blessed. Bless them on their way. We can't please everyone. But we can just send the blessings and recognize the other person as us, right? If people are attacking us or are belittling us, it's just a reflection of the parts in us that we belittle or we think we're enough or that we attack ourselves. So being able to see the divine and spirit in everything is when you live in a space of miraculous living. Finding spirit and the holiness in every situation is how we have to live in this life. How we have to live in this golden era is our authentic selves, our truest selves. We have to share our stories, own it, and like really give reverence and pay reverence to the parts that weren't really pretty and the parts that were icky and the parts that really sucked. Like, you can say, like, this fucking sucks. Like, there have been many times that a story is like, this sucks for sure. And, you know, there was even an opportunity that I was faced with or experienced recently where someone just like projected all their stuff, and I could just feel like this like heaviness like leave them and come to me, and I just like cleared it with Palo Santo. I waved it. I moved the energy. Like, I cleared it out. I was like, whoa, this is not mine. This is theirs. They're acting out because they're hurting. And I need to also recognize where I'm hurting and to love and appreciate and allow time to heal it. And all I can say is thank God for my girlfriends, and thank God for my sadhana, thank God for Kundalini Yoga, and for you guys, because I get so many beautiful and kind messages from you guys, and it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Like, I feel so aligned in my life. I haven't been this happy before. I've been happy in the past, but like there's a sense of clarity now, which feels really good and just like feels totally aligned. And doing this podcast like makes me so happy. The Gemini Virgo moon, Gemini sun, Virgo moon is like, oh yes, communication, talk to me. Like, Mercury is like my planet, obviously. And so to be able to share with you and talk about the things that are moving me right now, it's like the greatest blessing. And to hear how me just like being open and like riffing is inspiring you guys and helping you guys heal in your journey, like it means the world to me. So thank you for being here. If you love what I'm here doing, like please leave reviews on iTunes, like leave comments on Instagram, like send the likes, send the love. There's so many shifts that are happening with like technology, with algorithms and stuff like that, that if you want to keep seeing the work from the people that really inspire you, you need to interact with them. We have to see that, there isn't this level, there is not, make that clear, there is not a level of hierarchy of people here. We are all one. There is no better than. There's some living saints like Amma and like John of God and people like that for sure, but they are still just people like you and I. And so we need to recognize that there isn't that separation anymore. And I'm just as human as you. Oprah is just as human as us. Lady Gaga is just as human as us. Beyonce is just as human as us. What makes those people different, like I'm talking Oprah, Beyonce, and Gaga, for example, is that they are just completely in alignment with who they are. Like they are so true. They know who they are, that they won't allow the external world to disrupt their inner peace and to steer them off course from how they are here to serve. And so how I'm here to serve is me like stepping up, owning the wisdom that I know, and owning the teachings that, I've been able to learn, I've learned over the years, and to share the knowledge that I have and step up as a medicine woman and really share and give the information that is needed and that people are craving right now. So I'm just really excited to see how this new this new chapter unfolds with stepping in as Sabrina Riccio, honoring the brand of Shamanesque Odessa and all of the divination tools and the ceremony tools and the teachings and the wisdom that I am here to share with you. Just owning it, respecting it, being here for you, helping out humanity, being of service, doing more volunteer work and more charitable work, and making a difference in the world, standing up for the things that I believe are important to talk about. Like, I am sending so much love to Puerto Rico right now. It makes me sick to my stomach that there are people that for over 44% of Puerto Ricans don't have clean water right now, and they are considered a U.S. territory, and there has been zero aid. It's just like, it makes me sick to my stomach, but I am sending you guys so much love, and there is such a resilience in the Puerto Rican people that my heart is so for you right now. And if you have family in Puerto Rico, I am sending so much love and so much light and support, because you know what, this is an opportunity for the people to come together and to help and to uplift. And yeah, there's a lot of fucking changes going on in the world. There are a lot of turbulent times. But this is why I'm putting together my little course I'm putting together. So if you're on my email list, you'll be hearing about it first. And all I can say is that it's just gonna really help you stay woke, and it's gonna really help you like soar and thrive in this golden era that we're going through right now. And I haven't been excited about really much of anything quite like this, and it's just because I know that the people need it. We need it. Like, this is our time to step up and share our medicine, embrace who we are, honor our ancestors, and to be the change, be the light we wish to see in the world. And I just really wanted to share this and make it accessible, because I was at Yogananda's, who was, the yogi who brought yoga to the West in the 50s and the 40s. I was at his little self-realization fellowship in Los Angeles in the Pacific Palisades, and I've only been to the one in Encinitas because I lived in Encinitas, so I was really excited to go on this day, on the 23rd, when a lot of Christians believed, like in the book of Revelation, that this would be the end of the world, and because it was the same prophecy as what was happening in the sky with being the constellation of the Virgin, like birthing out. I think it was Venus was coming out. And then she had this like crown of 12 stars, like 12 lights. And that's, the planets were just as bright and these constellations, and the moon was under her feet. And it was just like the same imagery that was talked about in the Bible in Revelations. And, to the point that my evangelical aunt called me, and she's a minister, and she was like, oh my God, check out this video. And I was like, yeah, it's not the end of the world. What it is the end of a world that is filled with hate and despair and the patriarchy and this old paradigm. And what we're experiencing right now are the remnants of it. I mean, there's no coincidence that the next day after that is when the whole NFL take a knee movement happened. Like, so beautiful. Yes. Power to the people. Absolutely. All about the activists. Straight up. Way to go, guys. Supporting the NFL and the players for, standing up for what is right. But yeah, things are changing. Today they were saying that in America, the Republicans are trying to pass the horrific healthcare bill that was going to take people off of Medicare and people with pre-existing conditions, such as considering abortion and all of the bullshit that is so erroneous and ridiculous. I can't even go into it because it makes me it's just so silly. It's so silly. But, it was turned down. And so is people love is winning right now. It may be hard to see with a lot of the shit going on, but we have to keep centered on love. And when the other icky stuff arises, we have to be able to honor it and transmute it and just see it as, people acting out on their pain bodies. If we are in this golden era, we need to be able to be in the space of neutrality where we see one another, recognize where other people are projecting their shit onto us, recognizing when people are acting out that isn't in alignment with compassion and empathy and kindness and just basic genuine humanness at our core. These are the things that we really need to be able to honor and appreciate more. So as Sabrina Riccio now, as always been Sabrina Riccio, really owning that and stepping up. And I'm really excited to have the gusto to finally really, really show up and finally getting clearer on how I'm here to serve and not allowing the noise from the outside to disrupt my inner peace and my stillness, and to focus and return to the breath. And remembering that in that breath is where we are able to experience life. And my mantra has been more life, please. So thank you, Faye. Faye Wilder was sharing that one with me. And it's been true. More life, please. I'm here and ready to experience more life. And for me to experience more life means me slowing down and connecting and being of service. And I'm really looking forward to see how this continues to unfold. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is that dreams are coming true. Intentions are being realized because I am being committed to taking the actionable steps to see it happen, to listen to spirit, to get out of my own way, to surrender to how I think it's supposed to look, to cultivate that trust in the intuition, and to listen to my gut, open my third eye, live from the heart above all. Live from the heart. And when the ego does arise, put it in check by sharing it with love. So here I am, Sabrina Riccio, and it's going to be a shift. So thanks for joining me on this journey. I got home and was like, I really need to record a podcast episode about this because it was a huge part of the resistance for a long time. And I know tomorrow, and just like seeing all these shifts and the changes, it's like, whoa, here I am. Like, the masks are off and I keep shedding the layers and coming back into this like state of centeredness and brilliance in who I am at the core. So if you love this podcast episode, please continue to share it with your friends. Let me know what you think. You can always use the hashtag Sovereign Goddess Podcast. Let me know what you guys want to hear more of. If you love it, please leave a review on iTunes. And I invite you to check out Shamanic Dream and Smoke Signals at shamanisticadessa.guru. Those are my offerings that I make, and to help you live in ceremony and to just really honor your sacred spaces within and without. And thank you so much for the love and support you guys have been giving so much with the podcast. There are more reviews out there, and people are just sending me DMs either on my Instagram lives, on my Friday sessions, or they're sending me messages over when I'm doing DMs and lives. And I just really appreciate you all, and thank you so much for your love and support. And there's so many exciting things coming out that I'm really excited to finally share. Like, I've been patiently waiting, working on figuring it out, but I just needed to shut my mind, like shut up and listen to my heart. And what my heart is telling me is to be able to make the teachings accessible. That's what Yogananda shared. Make the teachings accessible. Go ahead, share it out. He came through, I digress, but coming back around. Yogananda came through and he shared the quote-unquote secrets to the elite about meditation and things like that. And now, like, there's this photo where it's all white people and he's the only person of color in the room. Like, so powerful. So now we are able to bring these teachings. I want to continue to bring these teachings to these areas that need it. I feel like it's a huge part of why I'm here in Joshua Tree too, like bringing these teachings to the troops, and hopefully they allow that to, be accessible and helping with their PTSD and all that they're going through. But I just really want to make and allow these teachings that have helped me, that I've been so dedicated to, that have changed my life in ways that I never thought were possible, to the people who really need it, and the people who have a lot of trauma. There's a lot of interracial, communities that face a lot of trauma. I think a lot about like Watts and Compton in Los Angeles, these really like impoverished areas of, mostly African Americans or Hispanics. And, they don't get the tax money and they don't get these opportunities to teach and to learn meditation and to learn yoga. And they don't have the money to go to yoga classes. And, a lot of them are on the streets hustling. And so these are the people that need the help. Like, there's so much deep trauma that goes from the ancestors and not being able to have their parents around because they were imprisoned for bullshit things or, just targeted. Like, these are the people that are hurting right now. And I just really want to help make this accessible as to the best of my ability, and to also honor myself at the same time. So it is a balance. It is happening. And I'm really excited to see how, these practical tools are really going to help you transcend and ascend and soar to new heights and heal and soften and open and connect. I'm really looking forward to what's to come. I'm really happy with where I am right now too. I'm really honoring and what comes my way, what is being presented, what needs to be healed, what needs to be appreciated, honored. And so I just honor you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time and listening to my riffs and for your love and for, really wanting and really are really hungry. You're really hungry for the information. So I am here, and I promise I'm really here now. My cup is full. It's overflowing. I'm back stronger, more aligned than ever before. And I'm so thrilled to have you here. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for the love. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys, hearing how this episode was for you, hearing how the episodes before have been for you, and what's lighting you up right now, what's really inspiring you, what's moving you, what is touching your heart. Please share it with me. I would love to hear from you. I love to hear and get to meet. I want to meet more of you guys because it's so fun. It's so fun. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I'll be talking to you and seeing you soon. Have a beautiful day. Sat Nam.